Good afternoon, everybody. Mike Juby here with Mossy Jaw Custom Baits. Out here tying some rubber jigs, and I'm tying some old school, old reliable, black and blue. Got a little blue round rubber. I'm using a half a tab, about 6 inches long. And I'm putting these on 1/2 ounce Arky head, and this one is a football head. And these are just an old, like I said, old reliable color. If you have bass fished in your lifetime, I guarantee you have thrown something with this color combination. Whether it was a a jig or a worm, you have thrown black and blue, especially if you've lived in northeast Oklahoma or in the Midwest here where we live with the muddy water that we get, especially in springtime. Great springtime color. It's a great anytime color. One of my favorites. Got a lot of favorites. Probably because I catch fish on them and I don't wander off too far from, I don't stray off from what works. There's one thing that I'll go ahead and say his name, Randy Blockett. There's one thing I will agree with him on, and that is these old school colors, these old school baits, they work. There's no doubt about it. And he's kind of an old school fisherman. I may disagree with him on forward facing sonar, but I'm not going to argue with him on jigs, on these old school jigs, the rubber jigs, especially this color. You ask 9 out of 10 pros, they had one bait that they could have tied on. Of course, now with forward-facing sonar, they're going to have that little minnow head on, but they're going to have the other thing is going to be a jig. 9 out of 10 of them are going to have probably a black and blue or green pumpkin, jig tied on. I'm using 280 denier, wax denier, and I like the 280 with my bass jigs just because it's a little more stout, if you will. I don't know if that's right. It has a little more tensile strength. I think that's probably the correct term that I'm looking for. The 280 is, to me, it's a little bit better to tie jigs with, especially these rubber jigs or the round rubber. It will bite into them just a little bit better than the 210. The 210 is great for crappie jigs. I love it for tying crappie jigs because it doesn't have to necessarily bite into anything. I've used 210 on bass jigs. It works, but I normally will take that 210 and I will make sure that I got a little wire, 24 gauge wire, and just back it up, just because sometimes they slip. Just because that doesn't bite into the rubber as good. I did forget to put a little Sally Hansen on that one. That's probably no biggie. Right there we go, people. That is an old school color, an old school jig. Great for the dirty water in northeast Oklahoma, northwest Arkansas, southwest Missouri. These highland reservoir lakes. in the springtime when it gets dirty. Great color combination, and a great jig. You'll notice I'm wearing my Pro Staff Team Shred Fin hoodie. It's chilly out today, and I've been under the weather over Christmas break. So I put this on, but I'll put a link in my subscription to Shred Fin. Also Solar Bat. Obviously, I don't have my solar bats on inside my bait barn. I've got my looking glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. But you guys go give, if you're needing some outdoor apparel for winter, spring, fall, summer, whatever the season, go to shredfin.com. If you need the absolute best quality sunglasses, solarbat.com. And you're not going to be disappointed. Gary Nesty has done an outstanding job with SolarBat. And I couldn't, they're as good a quality as Costas, and I've owned Costas, I've owned Oakleys, and Maui Jims and Ray-Ban. I always went back to the SolarBats just because my vision on the water with his lenses are a lot better. He is a fisherman, and he is an optometrist, and he designed those lenses for that specific reason. Appreciate you guys. Hit that follow button, hit that subscription button, hit that like button, throw out a few comments, tell me what you think. Appreciate you.